division. Brought to you by Salida Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Bet Online and Hotel St. Regis, Detroit. Our 3 judges assigned will be Luis Delgado, Vincent Santino, and Robin Taylor. Our referee in charge will be Ansel Stewart. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black, white, and red, and weighed in officially at 152.2 pounds. Coming to us from Lafayette, Louisiana, he brings an undefeated record with 10 wins, 1 draw, 7 of his 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Keon, the Chosen One, Papillion. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing pink with gold and weighed in officially at 152.6 pounds. Undefeated, he has 11 wins, 7 of those 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Grand Rapids, Michigan, here is Joe Hicks.
Okay, gentlemen, both of your trunks a little high. I'm gonna call it right here in the line, okay? You receive your instruction in the dressing room. We're gonna have a good, clean, professional fight. Touch them up.
Good luck.
Good luck.
That belt line is good.
So the 4-time national amateur champion Joseph Hicks back in action, looking to make it win number 12 here tonight. Standing in his way, Keon Papillion of Lafayette, Louisiana. The guidance of his father, the mentorship of Roy Jones Jr. Looking to come out of obscurity here tonight with a win over Hicks. Round 1. This one's scheduled for 8 in the super welterweight division.
In addition to the skill set that Joe Hicks possesses, you just heard one of the reasons that Dimitri Salida likes him. He does sell a lot of tickets, brought a lot of fans into the Dort Center tonight.
There's a lot to like with Hicks. He's smart, he's patient, tall, long, quick jab. Once he starts unleashing that right hand, I mean, he doesn't really throw it that often, but when he throws it, it's with keen intention.
And he's a very disciplined fighter. Never really gets out of that game plan, but he's operating behind the jab. Much more of a counter puncher than he is an aggressive come forward guy.
And that's what I mean by patient, not really throwing, that right hand too much. He throws it when it's going to land. He throws it when he feels comfortable. So he dictates everything with that jab. He fights with rhythm, always concentrated and focused. But you can see that his opponents have to respect that right hand, even though it's just cocked. He's not really throwing it yet. He's just cocked right there.
Well, Chris, you mentioned the difference in the level of opposition for these two fighters on their way up. Keon Papillion, again, coming up in that Louisiana and Southern club circuit. Joseph Hicks, it's not like he's been fighting killers necessarily, but that win last time out over Ronnie Austin, that's a fighter who at one point was considered a real prospect.
Yeah, it was a good win for Joe Hicks in that fight. You juxtapose that with the last fight for Papillion, which was against a guy that really didn't present any kind of offensive output whatsoever. He's moved around for 2 rounds and retired in his corner after the second. So it's just a different level of fighter with both these guys.
See Papillion looking for that leaping left hook. And you can see little things that clearly have rubbed off from Roy Jones Jr. You can tell fighters that have spent time around Roy. The cadence, the upper body movement, there's the head tilt.
Yeah.
There's some Roy stuff going on here, right?
Every fighter at one point in their career tries to emulate the great Roy Jones Jr. And then they realize they don't have the natural speed and natural power and ability and everything that made Superman. So no, you stay within your means. Yes, there's little flashes of it. Yes, you could be influenced by them, but you got to fight within what you are, not what someone else is.
So you watch some of the Papillion fights from the past year. When he had a very active 2024, he does leave that left arm kind of dangling in the way that Roy does. He kind of dips his head out there, allowing his opponents to kind of get inside and try to throw punches. But Roy had, in addition to wonderful, outstanding talent, had some of the best reflexes we've ever seen in boxing. And if you don't have those reflexes, you better be careful when you fight like that.
Papillion found a nice left hook to the body there a moment ago, slipping to the inside as Hicks lines him up for a big right hand there.
Just missed with that big right hand right there. Hicks did. I love the way he pivoted away from the ropes. You don't want to be the tall guy in the first round being against the ropes like that.
Found a big right once more.
Deep breath. Let's get some water. Relax. Hey, listen. He's going to try and get you to fight at his pace, okay? And then he's going to leap in with those shots, keep the jab on him. He's already reaching for the jab. That's how that 1-3 is going to be there. And he's dropping his jab when he brings it back. The straight right's going to be there. You can dictate everything from your range, okay? Use the jab. Don't fight his pace. Know he's going to leap in, okay?
He's going to get on his heels because he's still young. So you're going to expect him to stay away from you a little more in this round, but you'll catch him again.
Here's the end of the round. That slick little movement by Hicks. Nice right hand. Didn't cock it back. That caught the attention of Papillion. And you can see that tough guy, bump right there, but that punch landed. I want to see more right hands like that from Joe Hicks. They're going to do a lot more damage once they start extending and unleashing it with more power.
Round two begins. Two big right hands from Joseph Hicks at the end of that first round. One that just kind of grazed the face of Papillion. That last one right before the bell, a flush shot. The corner of Joseph Hicks are effectively telling him, hey, try and line that shot up, and if you just keep the jab pumping, the opportunities will come.
Yep. I mean, you lull your opponents to sleep with that jab. You alternate that jab. There's so many different types of jabs that you could throw. You could throw it to the head, to the chest, to the belly. You could throw with the thumb up, thumb sideways, you could thumb down, different speeds. And then all of a sudden, when your opponent's just worried about that jab, then you throw lightning in the bottle with that right hand.
Nice little body shot there from Hicks as well. Papillion's kind of the ideal opponent for Joe Hicks because he's got to find a way to get inside. And the way he's fighting, he's getting a little bit reckless, kind of charging in, throwing some swinging right hands. If Hicks is smart, he times it, lands that jab straight right behind it.
Just missed with that again. Hicks stepping to the outside to line up that right hand. Hicks a very calm presence in the ring.
Calm and, like we said, patient and economical with that right hand. He didn't throw it that much. When it throws, it's always going to be dangerous. Everything's off that jab. He fights like a tall fighter the way that they're taught. You don't want to throw combinations with a shorter fighter when you're a taller fighter like that. You want to use your abilities. Use that jab, use that reach, frustrate your opponent, then you run them into those right hands. Just like that. Give him a shot.
Big clash of heads. It's even more damaging than that right hand.
Over there.
Papillion.
Yeah, the right hand from Joe Hicks landed first, and then as he turned the side of his head, looks like the forehead of Papillion collided with the temple area of Joe Hicks.
Papillion still blinking, not taking much of a break, just kind of getting right back into action, and he eats an uppercut from Joe Hicks immediately.
I see Papillion start aiming at the body of Hicks, slowing him down. Right now, the thing about Hicks, when he throws that jab, he kind of opens up that right side of his rib cage. He throws it kind of like an archer when he extends that bow and arrow. He opens up when he throws that jab. So if you can aim to the body, if you're Papillion, that actually start opening up the headshots as well.
And over the top there from Joe Hicks. There's some swelling on the outside. Right eye of Keon Papillion, I believe owed to that clash of heads. These jabs from Joe Hicks and the right hands, they are not helping matters either.
I like the pressure right now.
Gotta stop waiting.
I like the pressure because the outside he's long, and he's trying to time you with the right hand. You got to get closer to him and beat him to that body.
Yeah.
Beat him on the inside. He's long. He's trying to time you with the long shot. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, you gotta stop. You gotta be close to him, dude.
Oh, he hit that. That's what he's doing. He's trying to time you with the right hand. He thinks he hurt you. He's trying to keep you out. Okay.
All right. Get close to him.
You're getting closer to him. You're getting confidence.
And that's a pretty big swelling.
Right.
Big bump there above the left eye of Papillion. Here you're going to see what happened there. Good right hand landed from Joe Hicks. And then as Papillion came in, right there, left side of his face, side of Joe Hicks's head. And that's the kind of bump, guys, you can see growing and growing as this fight continues. Round 3 now underway, and we can hear the Papillion corner during the break. His father, Jason, giving him some pretty good advice. He told him, listen, he's looking to line up a right hand. He's really long. You have to start touching him to the body to get inside.
There you go. That's what I was talking about. You know, whenever you start touching fighters to the body, they have to respect that. You know, they can't just keep looking for the openings in that right hand. They have to block those shots. They have to, you know, parry those punches with their elbows and forearms. That keeps your punches in check.
And that bump on the left eye of Papillon's face is giving Joe Hicks a pretty clean target. He's coming in, fighting with that left hand down again. So he's got to keep that hand up, or else Joe Hicks is probably going to pepper him all night.
Issues for Papillion materialized there a moment ago, Sergio. That right hand. Papillion threw it from what might be a good range against anyone else, but it's got an extra 10 inches it has to travel to actually reach Joe Hicks. It just touches his shoulder.
Yeah, and that's the power of reach. That's the power of length when you use it right, you know, and you frustrate opponents with that. That's what you gotta use your advantages when you do it. When you give up your height, you give up your reach, then you're what good is it to have that 10 inches of reach? Good shots.
Nice right hand there.
Even though that right hand was blocked, it still has an effect because it lands cleanly. The pop ended at the end of it. The elbow pop, the power ended at the end of the fist. Those shots hurt even when blocked. There it is again. See, he's just Hicks is trying to line up that straight right hand. I mean, he doesn't throw it often, but when he throws it with mean intentions. It's very accurate.
Oh, he's looking more for that chopping right hand because right now Papillon's looking to land that jab to the body. When he does, he leaves himself exposed.
Yeah, he doesn't bring that left hand back to his chin that fast as well, so Hicks is able to unleash that right hand and actually put a lot of power behind it because nothing's going to be coming back.
Good left hook there from Joseph Hicks, just keeping Papillion occupied with that lead hand. Brings a nice hook between his guard and then a right hand immediately afterwards.
You know, I like the fact that Joe Hicks is patient and economic with that right hand, but he also needs to start, fooling his opponent. He has to fool Papillion, that he's going to hide that right hand. You can't just keep cocking it thinking, okay, I'm going to throw it. You got to start throwing and fooling him. Lure him into something. Make him fall asleep, and you do that with a jab.
One of the big fights that everyone's looking forward to defending is WBC interim super welterweight title against Israel Madrimov on a blockbuster undercard headlined by the undisputed light heavyweight rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol at Riyadh Season's The Last Crescendo, live on DAZN pay-per-view, February 22nd. The whole card is virtually a 50-50 pickup.
I tell you, Vergil Ortiz keeps walking into the Lion's Den at 154. His last fight against Sergey Bohacek, one of the best fights we saw in 2024, maybe the best fight that we saw in 2024. Now he gets Madrimov, who just gave Terrence Crawford all he can handle.
Hicks opening up round 4 with some body work, a little bit of variety from the man thought he was going to be the captain of the U.S. Olympic team. A man well respected in the boxing community. Now sitting down on his power shots a little bit. And amazing to think, guys, the amateur credentials that Hicks racked up. He only started boxing when he was 19. His mom wouldn't let him. When he was 19, he could sign the waiver. And it took him about 8 years to rack up quite the amateur resume.
Sergio's mom made him box.
Yeah, to keep me off the streets, absolutely. But look, starting at 19 when you're not a heavyweight, that's dangerous. You know, normally heavyweights get away with that, the higher weight classes. You know, but now when it comes to junior middleweights and middleweights.
Good shot from Papillion a moment ago, leaping in with that left hand. To the height of Hicks, snapping his head and body back, leaning back over the ropes.
You know, I'd like to see Hicks maybe operate a little bit more on the front foot, start press the action a little bit more against Papillion. He said that to us this week in the fighter meeting. He says he knows he can counterpunch this guy, but he would like to be a little bit more aggressive in this fight. So far, it's Papillion pressing the action, Hicks picking up clear wins round after round, but you know, if he has opportunities, I'd like to see him start to move forward.
Sergio, last round you were talking about wanting to see a little bit more variety from the right hand of Joe Hicks. He is starting to mix up what he's doing with that lead hand a little bit.
With the lead hand, yeah, but if he plans to land his best punch, that right hand, then he has to fool his opponent. I would love to see him start touching the body, throwing that right hand to the body, or even throwing a right hook to the side of the ribs, or a right hook upstairs. That opens up. You know, you alternate that right hand, that you lure your opponent to sleep, then pop back with a jab. When you're that tall and you have those gifts, you know, you have speed, you have power, you have length, you have reach, you have a lot of tools to work with, so you got to use all those tools.
Now we see Hicks is starting to creep forward a little bit, starting to invite some of this inside work. Doing some very good work on the inside a moment ago.
Yeah, maybe put some of these punches together as well. He's doing pretty well with the 1-2, 2-punch, maybe a 3-punch combination. Maybe let his hands go, try to get 4, 5, 6 off.
Combination there from Hicks, the left hook, right uppercut to the body, scoring.
Hicks better be careful. I mean, he can't be lulling asleep like that. I mean, Papillion just missed a big right hand right now. That just barely missed his chin. Getting a little bit too comfortable, Hicks, against those ropes.
10 seconds, another clash of heads there. Looks like these two fighters got out of that one unscathed. One more right hand from Joseph Hicks right before the bell. Well, we've got women's heavyweights in our main event, of course, but we've got the big boys coming up next. Brandon Moore and Skylar Lacey. Chris, a battle of two former NCAA athletes.
Yeah, we've got basketball players and football players abound here on this card. Brandon Moore, former basketball player. Skylar Lacey, a former college football player. Actually blocked for Lamar Jackson playing at Louisville. And these two guys got a little bit testy during this fight week. Skylar Lacey got a hold of Brandon Moore and held on to him about 30, 40 seconds at that press conference. But Brandon Moore is the guy that is signed to Salida. He is the de facto A side of this card. You could know Skylar Lacey is very much aware of that. He feels he's been on the wrong end of some bad decisions over the last couple of years, and he says he's coming to fight.
Skylar Lacey, a member of your Boston Butchers in the Team Combat.
I saw a little bit of that in the TCL. Still not sure I get it, but, you know.
Boston Butchers, huh?
I know you're looking for a reason to criticize the name, but
never heard of it. All right, that fight doesn't go the distance. By the way, it's gonna be a little bit sloppy. It's gonna be violent. Someone's getting knocked out. Those big boys can punch and they come to fight.
We're looking forward to that one. Right now, Joe Hicks is hoping this one can end in a knockout as well. Take a look at the power punches that have been landed thus far, in round 4. 9 of them for Hicks, 7 of them for Papillion.
Yeah, a little bit better for Papillion in that round. The number to watch there would be 30 punches that he threw. Those can have an influence on the judges. I still think he's down on these scorecards, but when you fight with that kind of aggression, if you're moving forward, if the volume punches favor you never know what a judge can think.
And I think Papillion knows that he's behind. I mean, he came out a lot more aggressive in this fight, throwing those overhand rights. But in order for those punches to land, he needs to soften up the body. He needs to fool the taller opponent to those overhand rights. And you do that by touching the body and throwing hard shots, to the side of the rib cage. There you go. Jab your way in. Jab the torso. Jab the chest, the belly. That opens up the overhand shots.
Papillon's been waiting for an opportunity like this, as we mentioned, kind of toiling in obscurity a little bit on the Southern club scene, but says he wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do his road work no matter what. He just finds it to be a psychological advantage over his prospective opponents.
There's something beautiful running, when you're the only one running in the middle of the night like that, peaceful. You're alone with your thoughts, and all you're thinking about is your opponent in your fight. Oh, there's that shot right there.
Huge right hand over the top there from Hicks.
There's that shot by Hicks. I mean, normally we're accustomed to seeing the laser light down the pipe. Now we know that he has an overhand himself. It's rare you see tall fighters make themselves small like that and throw overhand shots like that, but Hicks got away with it and landed cleanly.
Well, and that's the variety with the right hand that I'm sure you're talking about.
Yeah, and there it is right there. See, you've seen the variety now. Now he's getting comfortable with that right hand. He threw a straight right hand. It was nice and short just to land a right uppercut. Very athletic move by Joe Hicks, but now he's getting comfortable throwing it in different manners.
Swelling on the right eye of Papillion from that clash of heads intensifying, but there's swelling now, Chris, underneath the left eye as well.
Yeah, the frequency of these jabs are starting to pay off for Joseph Hicks. Both eyes starting to get blemished by Papillion, so Hicks doing some good work in this round.
Closing moments of round 5. Hicks sneaks another right hand into the body as Papillion falls short. 3 to go in this super welterweight contest. Well, just a couple of pounds south, we'll see this one. Jaron Ennis in a welterweight unification bout against Imantas Stanionis on April 12th at the Jim Whelan Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The IBF, WBA, and Ring Magazine world titles will be on the line in the bout between unbeaten welterweights, live here on the global home of boxing, The Zone.
You'll land that overhand right. He broke. Look at him, man. He broke.
And look at this overhand right. Rarity to see a tall fighter do that, but as athletic that Joe Hicks is, he was able to bend his knees, move his head out of the direction, out of the line of fire, just to throw that right hand. And here you see the variety of right hands, that uppercut, but back to that stick, back to that jab, running in your opponent's, the shorter opponent, getting desperate to land that right hand again.
Round 6 now underway. Hicks again looks for that right hand, shortens it up. Just missed with that one as Papillion tried to swim his way to the inside. And the intensity of Papillion picking up now, perhaps understanding the situation he's likely in on the scorecards.
And I'll give this to Papillion. He came into this fight in pretty good shape. He just didn't know what to expect based on the caliber of his opponents. He stopped 3 of the last 4 of them, all in the second round of that fight. And none of them really with good records. All 10 of his wins have come against opponents with losing records. 3 of them winless. Good left hand there from Joe Hicks. But Papillion, to his credit, keeps coming forward.
Walked right through that one, but that's a dangerous shot to walk into.
Hicks is not known for being much of a hooker, but that was a mean left hook that turned the head of Papillion. Papillion ate that up and came right back.
Well, it's probably how infrequently he throws those that made it work. And Papillion not thinking about that shot at all.
Right.
And now Hicks starting to let those go.
And now Hicks throwing uppercuts. See, yeah, you're right, Corey. That's exactly it. You start luring your opponent, getting him comfortable with straight punches, with jabs and straight right hands, and you do that for 5-6 rounds. All of a sudden, you can surprise him with something that's out of the ordinary. And you can see the right eye of Papillion swelling up, and that's the damage from that stick, the long jab that he's been popping.
Yeah, swelling above the left eye of Papillion, beneath the right eye, so he's getting it from all angles.
Take a look at the CompuBox totals. Jabs through round 5. Papillion trying to at least match the lead hand of Joseph Hicks. He's not just giving away the jab battle, but Joseph Hicks who just threw the haymaker of a lifetime, winning that jab battle right now.
Yeah, when a tall fighter misses an overhand shot like that, it looks very clumsy and sloppy. Deontay Wilder like.
Defense here from Joseph Hicks. Sliding out of the way of these power shots of Keon Papillion. One of the shots that Joseph Hicks says he likes to look for is that Caleb Plant body shot left hook. We saw that with Plant against Anthony Durrell. We just do a little bit of a touch of the body, come back upstairs with the left hook.
I think Papillon's rocked right now.
Felt that one. That left hook might have buzzed him a moment ago. Speaking of which, the seconds ticking away in Papillon's favor. He'll be able to recover. And one more right hand. An apology from Joseph Hicks. How sportsmanlike.
Jason, water. You gotta, till you get too wide. Trying to desperation shots. Trying to lock up and get sharp right now. You're putting a high heat on it, but you gotta move your head going in. Yeah, keep going. And keep going to Jake. Throw them jabs on high.
Nice chopping right hand. That's what caught the attention of Papillion. It was a chopping right hand to the side of the left ear. Those shots right there take your legs. And there's that right hand. Nice right hand right there, right before the bell. He says, my bad, but it's too late. It landed and did damage.
Eighth and final round here. Joseph Hicks, who just launched a right hand immediately at Keon Papillion, his opponent, in another one. Excuse me, round 7. And Hicks now digging these shots to the body. That one. Bending Papillion over. Papillion in trouble. Chopping right hand as he grabs a hold.
Oh, Hicks is going for the knockout, man. He senses something.
Yeah, and I think you want to keep an eye on the corner of Papillion here in between rounds.
Oh, good shot.
Titanic right hand there from Hicks. You see his face looking at referee Ansel Stewart like, are you seeing this?
Papillon's ready to go, guys.
Papillon's feeling these, but he's not seeing these shots. Just shelling up as Joseph Hicks is pounding away.
Well, Papillon's father, Jason, has been up off his stool several times already during this round, obviously concerned about the state of his son.
Yeah, they better stop this fight. I like the body language by Papillion. He may be undefeated, but he doesn't have his legs. There's no confidence. The body language is out. Complaining to the referee. It's only going to be one more right hand by Joe Hicks. There it is right there.
Big right hand and a left hook immediately behind it. Papillion in a world of
Stop
trouble.
this fight.
The corner of Papillion is up there waving at the referee to call this fight off.
They don't want to throw a towel in, but they better throw a towel in.
Well, they don't have a towel in their hand. They're standing up in the corner, now up on the ring apron, looking to get the attention of the referee.
Jason Papillion now on the ring apron, and that is it. Joe Hicks with a knockout performance in Flint.
Great stoppage by the corner. I love that stoppage. You got to take care of your fighter, take care of your son, take care of everybody there. He was not in this fight. He was looking bad. Joe Hicks was going for the kill. Great stoppage.
Yeah, great effort from Papillion in this fight. Just outmatched and outgunned by a physically and talent-wise a superior fighter. He gave it his best effort there. He never stopped moving forward against Joe Hicks. But Hicks came out in that 7th round, Sergio, with an attitude. He was looking to get the stoppage in that fight. Opposite his corner, relayed those instructions to him between round, and he came out and got the job done.
Man,
great knockout win.
Look, and this
Joe
is
Hicks.
what you want to see with undefeated fighters at this stage of their career. You're bound to face someone that with another undefeated record. No shame losing to unblemished guys like this. You just got to go back, regroup, and come back stronger.
What a performance from Joe Hicks. And you can see Hicks, again, setting those traps, building things round after round until he eventually broke Papillion down as we take a look back at it.
And look at this right hand. He was chopping him down, but it was these chopping right hands. Those are just keeping him buzzed. It was a shot against the ropes that actually hit him right on the side of the temple that shook up Papillion, and his legs went after this. I think it's right here in this sequence. There it is right there. Chopping right hand. You can see the body language, the legs flailing. And when a taller fighter, that lanky power, is punching down at his opponent, it's only making it even more harder and more power behind it.
I just love the mindset of Hicks coming out in that 7th round. Really, the last couple of rounds, we were kind of calling for this. We saw the damage that was being done to the face of Papillion. It's almost like Hicks sensed it coming into that 7th round and really went for it and got the knockout. And here you see the corner of Papillion. They were actually up about 30 seconds earlier, kind of waving at the referee who had his back turned to him. Took a few extra shots in between, but the right stoppage by the corner, get him out of there, live to fight another day.
Well, the best performance of the pro career of Joe Hicks, who I'm sure will want to take another step forward in opposition. The 31-year-old from Grand Rapids announcing his presence here tonight. Well, Jack Catterall will take on unbeaten American Arnold Barboza Jr. in a final eliminator for the WBO Super Lightweight World Title in association with Golden Boy Promotions at Co-op Live in Manchester on Saturday, February 15th.
You know, Joseph Hicks a ways off from that world title opportunity, but love to see him into a 10-round fight next time. He actually said this was originally planned to be a 10-round fight, but because of this, the magnitude of this card, the Claressa Shields show, he accepted the 8-round fight. But a 10-round fight for his next fight would work for him, get him up in those rankings, start putting him in position for bigger and better fights.
All right, we're ready to make this one official. Let's send it back up to our MC, Thomas Driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 35 seconds of round number 7. The blue corner retires their fighter, and our referee in charge, Ansel Stewart, accepts their retirement. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Joe "Shug" Hicks.
Well, Grand Rapids certainly made the trip here to Flint. Joe Hicks with a 7th round knockout victory over Keon Papillion.